The captain who brought the trophy home after 22 years. Starring Achraf Hakimi, captain of the Moroccan national team. The boy who never stopped running. Achraf Hakimi's story does not begin in stadiums filled with lights and chants. It begins in the modest neighborhoods of Madrid, where the son of Moroccan parents learned very early that life rewards only those who keep moving forward. As a child, Achraf ran endlessly through narrow streets chasing a worn-out football with a determination that surprised everyone around him. He was not playing for applause or fame, he was running away from limits. His family knew that football was more than a game for him. It was a promise to himself that one day he would represent something bigger than his own name. From those early days, Achraf learned a lesson that would define his entire career. Talent opens the door, but discipline keeps it open. Real Madrid, learning silence and patience. Joining Real Madrid's academy was a dream, but it was also a brutal awakening. Surrounded by the world's best young talents, Achraf understood that survival required more than speed. Training sessions were unforgiving, mistakes were punished, and opportunities were rare. Many talented players disappeared quietly, but Achraf stayed. He listened more than he spoke, worked more than he complained, and waited longer than most. Wearing the white shirt taught him humility, professionalism, and respect for the game. Even when his role was limited, he never doubted his path. Deep inside, he carried another dream, one that wore red and green, not white. Borussia Dortmund. Freedom and explosion. Germany changed everything. At Borussia Dortmund, Achraf Hakimi was finally allowed to be himself. His speed became a weapon, his confidence grew, and his name began to echo across Europe. Goals, assists, and unforgettable performances followed one another. Analysts praised him, fans adored him, and clubs started watching closely. Yet despite the rising fame, Achraf never disconnected from his roots. Every interview, every goal celebration carried the same message: I am Moroccan. While Europe celebrated his rise, Africa waited, and Achraf knew that his true test was still ahead. Inter Milan, understanding collective glory. In Italy, Achraf discovered a deeper meaning of success. At Inter Milan, winning was not about individual brilliance, but about sacrifice and unity. The Serie A title taught him what it meant to fight for teammates, to suffer together, and to celebrate together. Lifting a trophy was a powerful moment, yet incomplete. As champagne flowed in Milan, Achraf felt a quiet reminder in his heart. Trophies abroad are beautiful, but glory with your nation is sacred. The Moroccan national team still carried the weight of decades of disappointment, and he felt responsible even from afar. Paris Saint-Germain, stardom and inner conflict. Paris brought global stardom. With PSG, Achraf played on the biggest stages alongside the world's greatest players. Titles became routine, and his image spread worldwide. Yet every international break reopened an old wound. With Morocco, success refused to come. Africa Cup after Africa Cup ended in frustration. Critics grew louder, accusing him of being a club star who disappeared with the national team. The contrast was painful. A champion in Europe, a symbol of failure at home. This contradiction haunted him more than any defeat. Years of failure, when doubt becomes heavy. From 2017 to 2023, Morocco's African campaigns were marked by heartbreak. Early exits, missed chances, and broken promises followed one another. Achraf carried the blame as much as the pain. After each elimination, he returned to his room, staring at the national jersey, questioning himself in silence. Was he giving enough? Was leadership something he truly understood? The pressure was immense, not just from fans and media, but from his own conscience. Failure was no longer external. It lived inside him. Silence, mental work, and transformation. Instead of responding to criticism, Achraf chose silence. He began working on his mind as seriously as his body. Psychological preparation, self-reflection, and leadership studies became part of his routine. He learned that true leaders absorb pressure instead of passing it on. Gradually, his behavior changed. He no longer chased moments of glory, he chased balance. He encouraged teammates, protected younger players, and accepted responsibility without excuses. This was not a sudden change. It was a slow, painful rebirth. The armband, leadership through action. When Achraf Hakimi was named captain, there were no celebrations. He understood that the armband was not an honor, it was a burden. He told his teammates, "If we fail, blame me first." That sentence changed everything. Trust grew, fear diminished, the team felt protected. Achraf led by example, arriving first, leaving last, running when others were tired. Leadership was no longer about shouting, it was about consistency. Africa Cup of Nations 2025, the long-awaited battle. Morocco entered the Africa Cup of Nations 2025 without arrogance. Each match felt like a psychological war. Performances were not always beautiful, but they were honest. When the team struggled, Achraf stood tall. In the semifinal, when doubt threatened to return, he reminded everyone why they were there. The final was the ultimate test. 22 years of waiting, hope, and pain compressed into 90 minutes. When the decisive goal was scored, Achraf did not celebrate wildly. He fell to his knees, overwhelmed by everything that led to that moment. More than a trophy. Lifting the Africa Cup of Nations was not the end, it was meaning. Achraf Hakimi did not declare himself the best. He spoke of lessons, patience, and resilience. The trophy was proof that failure is not the opposite of success, but its teacher. This story is not just about football. It's about a man who understood that glory abroad means little if your people are still waiting. Achraf returned the trophy home, but more importantly, he returned belief to a nation.